Welcome to horror heaven. Horror heaven!
Hey guys, Horror Heaven, Jeff back here. We are on the road. We are heading out to Darkside Collectibles, which is out in Murraysville, PA. That's right next to Monroeville, where the big convention center is, where they have Steel City Con and they have all the sports collectible shows. And if you go to any of those things out at the Monroeville Convention Center, you're about 5 minutes from Darkside Collectibles, and you should definitely go out of your way to go check them out. The owners, Tim and Sarah, should both be there when we get there. They said they're thinking they're both going to be there. So we're going to have them show us some of the really cool items they have in there from local artists that you're never going to see anywhere else. Talk about any sales that they have going on or any events they have coming up in the store. And it should just be a really fun conversation with a couple friends. Thank you so much for watching, guys. I'm going to go ahead and turn this off now and turn it back on whenever I park when I get where I'm going. Thank you so much. We'll see you soon. All right, guys, we just got out. We are here at Darkside Collectibles. Yes, it's near Pittsburgh, so of course it's raining, but you can see art beckoning you from the road. Their badass logo. Going down, we got the life-size Ghostbuster dogs, as I call them. Really cool statue. And you know a store is going to be good whenever you look under the open sign and you see that the store itself is rated R. That's always a promising sign. Alright, let's head in and see what they got going on.
Tim.
And I'm Sarah.
And welcome to Darkside Collectibles. Absolutely. Let's check out one of my favorites first off. Is this amazing painting from A Death of Color, Derek Smith. Painted Terrifier 2 cast, actually autographed by the cast at one of the recent Steel City cons. This is one of my favorite pieces from an absolutely amazing artist.
The thing that's really cool on this, I don't know if it's really reading on the camera, is there's little flakes of like red glitter mixed in with the blood that catches the light. Really, really cool. I mean, there's nothing about this that isn't awesome. It's insane to think, because everybody, is used to seeing everything's printed now, blah, blah, blah. This was hand painted by a guy. And I mean, it looks better than any photograph you're going to find.
Check these bad boys out. Over here, from Taylor to Terror, we have these giant-sized Jason masks. And if you have any idea how big I am, I'm a 6'1" guy, and they're pretty big.
I mean, they're at least 3 foot, maybe 4. And the Chucky next to him is gigantic too. When you get down here, you can really see the size of these things. These would be something that'd be really cool to get if you're a person with like a yard haunt, or if you're really into Halloween. Imagine putting this out in your yard and having it backlit or something like that. I mean, every trick-or-treater that comes to your house is going to stop and take a picture with it. It'd be impossible not to. Those are insane. Here's even one up on the wall over here too, to really kind of give you an idea. Imagine having that on your house, have it backlit with a little bit of orange coming through the holes in the eyes. I would stop and take a picture.
Let me take you over here and show you these. One of the things we pride ourselves on are working with local artists. So some of my favorite pieces in the store are all local artists made, from artists right here in this area or surrounding area. So some of my favorite pieces are these New Kind of Fear Customs mini busts. Every one of these were hand sculpted by Topher Westcott of A New Kind of Fear Customs, and then scanned and 3D printed and meticulously painted by him himself. These are amazing pieces.
So the thing I really like about these is the insane detail he got into something this small. I mean, it's one thing to buy a $8,000 bust of Jason Voorhees and then you have to set aside an entire room to display it. You could get something like this and put it, on your end table, coffee table, mantle, something like that, and you have just as much really cool detail. I mean, look at Pinhead down there. Every single pin is there. You can see the teeth on the zombified Jason. To get this much detail in something that's, actually placeable is really cool. These are definitely something that I would agree, Tim. These are probably one of the coolest things you got.
One of the great things we really enjoy here at Darkside Collectibles are the customers. So every customer who comes in gets free popcorn. We make popcorn hot and fresh every single day. So every customer who walks in the door gets a bag. Hang out, watch horror movies, eat popcorn, and do some shopping. You can't go wrong. But then there's some other things back here that not a lot of people know. Darkside Collectibles also holds events, celebrity signings, movie screenings, tattoo events. Here's a sneak peek into our events room. Back here is where we have the events. We've had Natasha Wakey from Jason's Sweet Revenge short film. We've had Sean Weiss, Goldberg the Goalie, for a celebrity signing and independent film screening. We scream independent films here all the time. We also have a big event coming up in August that we'll get into later.
All right, guys, as he was saying, they have in-store signings with celebrities in the store. It's really cool. You can buy something out front, come in the back, get them to autograph it, get a picture with them right there. And then one other thing that he does here that I've never seen another store do is they actually have a movie screen in the store where you can come a couple times a year if you're lucky and screen some independent films. Check out their website to see when they're doing it and what films they're showing. Show up, make some friends, spend a little bit of money, support your local horror dealer. All right, guys, we are in the back of Darkside Collectibles, sitting at the important person table. I'm not sure why they let me back here. You could not find anyone less important than me. But we're going to just sit down and talk with Tim and pick his brain a little bit. So where did the idea come from to start Darkside Collectibles and go into business for yourself? I mean, it's a ballsy thing to do, man. You had to put a lot on the line to make this happen. So let us know kind of where it came from.
Well, to be honest with you, I think the idea actually began in my childhood. I've been collecting ever since I was a young man. Star Wars figures and He-Man figures when I was a small child. The more I had, the happier I was. I really enjoyed my collections, which I still have some of those things today. So after that, I did a lot of collecting in the 90s, and I moved into, adult collectibles, as they call it, the horror world. And I began collecting NECA figures and statues and artwork from various, people in the neighborhood. And I thought to myself, if I could bring all of the amazing people that I've met over the years and all the artists into one place with your NECA and your Trick or Treat Studios, that would be a pretty awesome store and something that I think everyone would really enjoy. And when I have an amazing team of amazing artists on my side, how can you go wrong? So that was really what made me think it was possible, as I knew that I could pull all this stuff together and really come up with something that was positive for everyone and worked out for everyone. So here we are.
That's the thing that's really cool. I mean, anybody who opens a store, it's not an easy thing to do, but it's a little bit easier to just kind of open a store, call a few suppliers, and throw the action figures out. But what Tim has done here by working with the independent artists, there's legitimately 40 or 50 items out there conservatively that you are not going to find anywhere else on earth than right here. It's really, like, if you asked me to describe this store, I would honestly say it's like a horror convention that's open year round. You never know what you're going to see here. You never know who you're going to see here. And it's a good place to just come to. I know it's relatively new. Exactly how long have you guys been open so far?
We've been open for just over a year. We opened in January 2nd of 2025, so it's been a year and a few months. But we have been growing at a tremendous pace. We've had a lot of support from the community and from friends and everyone out there in the horror community. So it's been absolutely an exciting year and a half.
And don't sell yourself short, man. A year and a half it might not seem like a long time, guys, but believe me, with today's economic climate and everything else that's going on, for a small family-owned business to make it a year, there ain't many that does it. And you're, like you said, you're getting bigger, not getting smaller. So I see nothing but good stuff in the future for you, brother.
I thank you. I have to be honest, we couldn't do it without all of you, though. It's all the horror community and all the fans and all the customers and all the support that we receive that makes this so amazing.
Like I always say, guys, get out and support your local horror dealer. All right, Tim, so just to pick your brain, we talked about the store. I want to know a little bit more about you. Was there that one movie that just scared the hell out of you as a kid? Was there that one incident? What movie kind of made you into the horror hound that you are today?
Well, it's funny because I was really into a lot of horror movies when I was young, but my father actually worked at Westinghouse. So one of the things he used to do was bring home movies on VHS in a time period where you didn't generally get movies on VHS unless you rented them. So I had quite an extensive collection, or I should say he did. So I used to like to sneak into his collection and see what I can find. Now, these weren't the first horror movies I watched, but they're some of my fondest memories. Was finding a tape one time that had quite a few movies on it, but two of those movies were Hellraiser 1 and Sleepaway Camp. So I began watching those movies, and when I saw how impactful those movies were, I decided to open my eyes up into horror. And I was obviously very young at the time, and after that, it kind of went into Jason Voorhees movies, and Friday the 13th has always been one of my big favorites, ever since. I'm a huge Jason fan. So it's kind of where it started off, was checking out these old movies, back in the day, and it's been all uphill since.
Yeah, it's hard for some people to understand nowadays because they got everything at their fingertips. But when we were growing up, like you said, your dad brought you home a VHS tape. For me, it was going to Blockbuster, and you would see the video box there, and you would hope the video was behind it. And every once in a while, you'd pull it, and it was back there, and it was like kid in the candy store. You were so happy. And that's a really good one to mention was Hellraiser. I mean, the very first time you see those Cenobites, they're so cool looking. They're so evil looking. I remember hitting pause just to kind of appreciate what Clive Barker did. The chains in the background. Every creature looked like its own, monster. It was just really awesome. And then you had Pinhead there. Who doesn't like Doug Bradley?
Absolutely. And Doug Bradley is also, local to the area and an amazing person. I've met him numerous times. Phenomenal guy.
All right, guys, one thing that I want to ask everybody that I interview on this channel, no matter who they are, is I want to ask them about their horror hot take, because everybody has one. Whether you even know it or not, you have one. The people watching right now at home, you got one. There's something you think that if you said in a crowd of horror people, at least half of them are going to look at you like you are absolutely crazy. So what's that hot take you got, Tim, that'll probably make half of the audience mad?
Yeah, they're not going to like me for this one, but I am not a big fan of the Scream franchise.
Oh, won't somebody please think of the children?
The first movie is iconic, I'll admit it, and it shaped the way movies were made afterwards, and I love it. So that alone, Scream 1, has made me a fan. But the rest of the franchise, you know, it's like trying to capture lightning in a bottle, and I just don't think that they really hit it like they did on the first one. So, yeah, that's my horror hot take, is I'm not a huge fan of the Scream franchise other than the first.
Yeah, I can kind of buy what you're selling because that first Scream movie and Wes Craven's New Nightmare, which both kind of came out near each other and have the same director, obviously. They both kind of introduced that meta idea. The people in the movie almost know that they're a character, and in New Nightmare, it's actually Heather Langenkamp's in real life, who played Nancy in the movies, and then in Scream, you had Randy, who knows, hey, if you go by yourself to go get the beer, you're probably gonna die. So it kind of made people really self-aware and self-actualized, which was kind of cool. But yeah, I'm on the line where I probably like half of them, and the other half I don't like. I really like the first one. Then there was a gap I didn't like, and I like the ones with Jenna Ortega in them because I'm a huge fan of hers. Almost everything she's in, I like. Yeah, but I understand what you're saying because in that first one, you're assuming there's one killer. You can't figure out who it is. And don't lie, you did not know there was two killers. You did not know who the two killers were. You did not. And then when they dropped that on you, there was two killers. It was like, whoa, boom, mind's blown. But then the second one, we had two killers. Then we had two killers. Then we had four killers. And I keep thinking, at some point, we're going to hit Scream 10, where we're going to have the cult of Scream, the cult of Ghostface, the cult of Stab, where it's just an army of 50 people killing people. And at that point, the horse is dead at that point, guys. You don't got to hit it anymore. All right, Tim. Thank you so much for showing us around the store and giving us some of your time. We really appreciate it, guys. Make sure you come check out Darkside Collectibles' website. You check them out on all their social media. And if you are ever in the area, come to this store. This store is just outside of Pittsburgh. What it is really close to is Monroeville, PA, which is where they have a lot of the horror conventions, the baseball card convention, Steel City Con. If you are at the Monroeville Convention Center, you're about 10 minutes from Darkside Collectibles. So there is no reason to not make that short pilgrimage to come check this store out. Everything here is awesome, and we thank you again, Tim, because all Tim had to do was say no thank you, and this video would not have happened. So he was very, very cool in letting us do this. Thank you so much, brother. Good luck with everything in the future. All right, everybody, if you were smart enough to stay around till the end of the video, we told you earlier on that we are going to have an exclusive announcement from Darkside Collectibles. This is something that nobody else knows. It's not even been announced on any other social media yet. This is the exclusive right here. And it is a celebrity signing in the store, sitting at this table right here. It's not going to be one celebrity. It's not going to be two celebrities. It's not going to be three celebrities. It's going to be even more than that. This is a once-in-a-lifetime signing that you are not going to want to miss. I'm going to turn it over to Tim right now, and he's going to give you all the details. Believe me, you're going to like it.
That's right, folks. We are bringing Tromaville to Pittsburgh. A Toxic Avenger Nukem High reunion going on right here at Darkside Collectibles. And let me tell you who's going to be here. From the Toxic Avenger, we're going to have Wanda. We're going to have Jolie. We're going to have Bozo. We're going to have Slug. We're going to have Melvin the Mop Boy. We're going to have the OG Toxic Avenger himself and Uncle Lloyd Kaufman right here in the building. We're going to watch the Toxic Avenger. We're going to watch Nukem High. So come join us in one of the celebration, one of the ultimate cult classics of all time, the Toxic Avenger and Class of Nukem High. It's going to be a blast. You do not want to miss this.
Like I said, this is a once-in-a-lifetime type signing, guys. If you want to get a bunch of celebrities all at once and somewhere where you're not going to have to stand in a 4-hour line like you would at any of the conventions, this is your chance, man. Come here, bring your trauma stuff, meet these guys. And I talked to Tim. I don't know what it's going to look like yet, but I'm sure he's going to have it up on his social media. He supposedly has some Darkside Collectibles exclusive Toxic Avenger merchandise. Come here, you buy that, and you get it signed. You're going to be one of the only people on earth that has that item, and that's just so cool. All right, Tim, thank you so much, brother. We're going to get out of your hair now and let you go make some money.
Thank you, guys. Appreciate you having us. It's been a blast.
All right, guys. Thank you so much. Like and subscribe. See you later.
Welcome to horror heaven.
Beautiful pain.
Welcome to horror heaven.